industry. You'll have confidence in Rose because they're the best, and you can trust that they have your very best interest at heart. To learn how Rose Pest Solutions can put their century and a half of experience to work for you, call their toll-free number, 1-800-966-ROSE. That's 1-800-966-7673. Or go to their website, rosepestsolutions.com. And again, that Rosie number is 1-800-966-7673. And as I said, Ike Engelbaum is coming up next. Stay tuned for that. It's always interesting. Have a great day. Thank you for sharing the morning. I'm Bob Allison. Rob and I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
This is WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit. Your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights. WNZK is available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
If you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist, or to have your prescriptions delivered to you. Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. 8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
And welcome. And you should have that phone number written all over your house. Well, maybe it might upset the neighbors outside, but why don't you do that inside? I am very pleased to promote that number because I actually have a service that if you call the 888-489-8980, and most of these answering services, when you call, you're asked to leave a message, and that's it. Well, I have the additional feature that if I am not at a meeting or anything, you're asked to just press number 1, and that puts you in direct touch with me, and I'll be more than happy to share whatever help I can do for you by just calling. And the nice thing about the service is that it costs you nothing to find out about what we talk about on our program if you want to follow up. And I can't stress the importance that as you age, even though I try to promote the bright side of aging, there are certain things in life that are not so bright. And that is that as we get, as I like to say, more seasoned rather than old, is you have to make adjustments. And I may have had you listen to the ABCs of successful aging before, but it doesn't hurt to repeat. The truth of it is, in fact, I'm reminded of a story on that topic about this pastor who is approached by one of the members of the congregation and said, "Pastor, the sermon that you gave today was exactly the same sermon that you gave last Sunday." And the pastor said, I know. The reason I repeated it is because you didn't do anything about what I had talked about. So the ABCs, please do something about it. Accept and adjust. And I can help, as well as many other healthcare providers can help you in that process. And you have to accept and adapt, but don't ever, ever give up on continuing being active, which I guess I should add A+. That is so important. You have to get out, connect with people, and that's really vital. Unfortunately, as you go on, good friends and relatives pass away, and then suddenly some people spend the rest of their life mourning them. You don't ever achieve much by mourning, except it's a natural phenomenon, so obviously you have to do it. But the greatest gift you can give to someone who's been close to you in your life and is no longer around is to remember them as frequently as is possible and appreciate the time that you had with them. There's a great Ikeism that I quote. This is not my original, but it says, "Don't cry over what has happened, but smile because it did happen." And B, of course, is balancing. Bob Allison, who's on the show, just left the studio, and he was sharing with me that one of the issues that he's being challenged by is balancing. Well, having proper activity and exercise certainly helps. If you need any guidance as to who can give you some tips on how to balance properly, I work with the area agencies on aging, and they've got seminars and workshops that really can make a difference because there are times that you just keep repeating what you've done and gets you into the situation you're in now, but you may want to improve what you have now. Einstein's great line, one of his great remarks was, "The height of madness is to keep on doing what you're doing and accepting new results. It ain't going to change unless you change. And that's the C part. You got to change certain habits that you were able to do. Don't cry over it, that you can't be as active. I still play tennis, and I used to be able to return almost every ball that came because I was fortunate in being quick on my feet, and I was able to place the ball strategically because I love tennis, and unfortunately things have changed. So it's very common in tennis that if you don't return the ball, you say, nice shot. Guess what? I'm saying nice shot more frequently now than ever before, but I still love getting out. And that's what I encourage you. Stay active and use the knowledge you have. And that's why I so much enjoy the relationship I have with Dr. Andre Lee, who was the administrator for Highland Park General Hospital. And then when the hospital closed up, rather than suddenly say, oh my goodness, what do I do now? Guess what? He started hospices. He's teaching both online and in community settings. And because he wants to help young African Americans get into a career path, he helps the African American young people, or not so young, to get into the healthcare field. That is one field that is constantly going to be needed. And he's also a giving guy and has various projects under the banner of Leeway Foundation. And I'm very proud to be on the board, and so obviously I have a vested interest in helping him promote his various activities. And he's got a whole bunch of them. Is that right, Dr. Andre Lee? You got a whole bunch of stuff?
Yes, sir. In fact, I'm sitting right here on the campus of Harris Medical College and waiting on a pastor. Another church is going to sign up for the church mobile app. So I've got a packet here for her, and I'm waiting on her to come. And I also just left. Here is an archive section, and we are back on track to do another traveling Black History exhibit on the state of Tennessee. So I just got that confirmed again. So I am just I'm hitting home. I'm hitting home runs here.
All right. Wow.
Okay.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. So
tell us about that app again, because I am trying to help implement it in Michigan.
Well, what it is it's a church app and I've set it up so that with the church app company, where I can take on 10 or 12 churches as partners, and all together we're all under the one app, but each church has its own identity, and they can each have links for their sermons, put out scripture lessons, put out announcements, and each will have online giving. Mm-hmm. So that's what it's all about. So, and it's very easy. And the more churches I get on together as a group, then we can attract some sponsorship and generate some revenue. So it can be an additional revenue stream for the church, as well as a place where when a member, a lot of times people don't go to church on Sunday for whatever reason, weather's bad, they're not feeling well, or they're traveling. And this way they can continue to support the church, stay connected to the church, and send in their tithes at the same time.
There is a negative part to what you just said, Dr. Lee. I hate to sound negative, but for people who want to avoid actually attending services, and they say, well, I can't come because I'm out of town. Now there's no excuse, right?
No excuse. Absolutely.
Well, I might pass that on to the pastor.
Right.
That, by golly, your members can hear and apply and be involved. Well, I'll tell you, the wonderful thing about religion is that it brings people together of obviously of the similar belief, and you're not really joining some organization that's got some hidden agenda. This is really your agenda. If you believe in whatever religious path you've decided, you have other people that share in that vision, and it reinforces what you have. And,
well, I would love to have more churches join with me.
All right, well,
I think we're stronger as a group.
Oh, absolutely. And let's face it, no matter what houses of faith you have, the basic tenet is to help you live life in a proud and also giving type way. And
right.
Are
you Reverend Kimbrough? Hold on a minute, Ike.
Yeah, right. The magic of radio, we can get all kinds of people on at the same time, and I know that many people who are actually interested in reaching out and meet other people. What better way can you do it than just by listening to a radio program? And that's one of the things that I've enjoyed about this particular decision in my life.
Okay.
I purposely want to reach out to as many people as is possible, and I welcome your input. So anytime you've got some thoughts that you want to share, that toll-free number 888-489-8980. And as Dr. Lee just mentioned, if you want to team up with other churches and have an app that you can share, why not apply? All you got to do is give us a call. And the way the program is intended is that there are a lot of times that, depending on the marketing area of the church, that the businesses in that particular area would like to reach out to the respective congregations. So there's nothing there's nothing embarrassing about earning money versus begging for money, and that's what part of the reason that I'm really excited about being involved with Dr. Andre Lee. Leeway Foundation is intended to have purposeful, meaningful ways of not only connecting you with your religion, but also being able to afford to pay the bills. Is that right, Dr. Lee? There's a little technical difficulty, as they say, and hopefully when we have him on the air again next week, I try to share my thoughts with him every Wednesday. So by all means, if you get anything on your mind that you want to discuss on how we can get this program started in your particular church, please call me. Before I take the break, I am reminded of a billboard type sign that I saw in front of a church that said, if God does not seem as close in your life as he used to, guess who moved? On that thought, I'm going to take a brief break, and we'll be right back and share some other stuff. Don't you dare go away. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
If you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist, or to have your prescriptions delivered to you. Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
And welcome back. And for those of you who are regular listeners, or if you're just hearing the program for the first time, I've got great news for you. I am sure if you've lived in this area for any length of time, in fact, as I understand it, anywhere in the United States, you may have heard of the Renaissance Festival. It's a yearly event, and depending on the climate, of course, in Michigan, having a festival out in the snow, unless you're a skier and stuff like that, is not too inviting. But in Holly, Michigan, they've got a Renaissance Festival that started last weekend, and for the next number of weekends till the end of September, they have different fun events that have a different theme. They've got Knights of Columbus, the one from King Arthur days, and then they have other fun stuff. And they're noted that you not only have fun, music, and frolicking, so to speak, is that you have the opportunity to enjoy unique type of treats. And one of their trademark products is these huge turkey legs. Yes, you could start getting the taste of Thanksgiving right away, as long as it's on the weekends. And normally the tickets sell for $23.95. And if you are interested, actually they've given me permission to be able to offer them to any of our listeners for as little as $5 a ticket if you will call me, because frankly I use it as a fundraiser for helping veterans as well as seniors who need some additional help. So if you will call 888-489-8980, then we can get the information out to you and give you the tickets that are normally sold for $23.95 for as little as $5. That's good till the end of August. And if you are open to it, you could use that as a fundraiser for your church or nonprofit organization. There are unfortunately so many great causes out there that are in need of money. So why not consider it? And then anything above that, the respective organization can keep. And as an added way to get you to be able to be in touch with our sponsors, if you will call any of the sponsors that I have helping me stay on the air, I've worked it out with them, that if you just call them, you don't have to use the service. Obviously, they want you to use the service, like House Calls on Wheels, which is a team of top-notch professionals that I personally have checked out. They're doctors, nurses, chiropractors, podiatrists, non-medical people who can help you in your daily needs. Their medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services are available at an affordable price to fit your budget. And the Aberdeen Van Lines, Sam George, who owns it, who's a veteran, wants to give back to the veterans, and in fact is willing to train veterans to be in their own business. I'm really excited about that type of a concept because that's what I promote through our Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is, you know, if you listen to the program, we meet on Thursdays at the Level 1 Bank at 37100 Woodward, southeast corner of Big Beaver and Woodward and Bloomfield Hills. And guess what? It's free. And you get coffee and snacks, so you can have a sweet and interesting experience. So that's on Thursdays. And every other Tuesday, we're now expanding the whole concept of not only veterans getting into business, but also people who are 50 and above on Encore Entrepreneurship. So we'll be meeting there on Tuesdays at the All Seasons Center on Drake Road, 5600 Drake Road, which is south of Walnut in West Bloomfield. So you have an opportunity Tuesdays or Thursdays. But if you check out our webpage, Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, you'll have dates and events that really can help you not only stay active and be connected, but give you the opportunity to earn some extra income so you can help other people. You know, there's a great line that I like to quote that says the best thing that you can do for a poor person is not become one. You can't help anybody else if you are not able to help yourself. And what I try to bring out with this program is that no matter how old you are, you can still do something positive. Some people that volunteer say, oh, I don't need the money. Well, why not take that money and donate it to people that are less fortunate? This is a great country, and the way it became great is we as a people have helped other people become self-sufficient. On that note, before I part company, I'd like to leave my favorite thought for Bright Side of Aging, which is yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with a bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other in achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, entrepreneursnetworkofmichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
If you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist, or to have your prescriptions delivered to you. Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
And welcome. And for those of you who are not aware, tomorrow is Thursday. Aren't you glad that I said that? And on Thursdays, we have our Entrepreneur Network meetings at Level 1 Bank, 37100 Woodward, southeast corner of Big Beaver and Woodward in Bloomfield Hills. And that four-letter word starting with F that almost everybody likes to hear is called free. I don't know what you may be thinking about, but that's the one that I see usually gets a response with a smile if it's free. It's free to attend. You get coffee and snacks and all the coffee you can drink, and we'll, like from the movie, Jerry Maguire is supposed to have said, one of the characters said, "Show me the money." Well, guess what? At Level 1 Bank, we can show you the money. You are not necessarily going to get any unless you have a pretty good reason for it, but you can be surrounded by money and some really terrific people. And I enjoy the different people that come out. Some are just considering starting a business. Some are not sure whether they should start a business. And some that have started want to have more business. And that's what we do, and there's no charge to attend the first couple of meetings. After that, in order to keep the organization going, no arm twisting. We do hope you become a member. But as I say, as they say, this is a free sample. So show up 9:15 to 10:30. So you say, Ike, I can't make it in Bloomfield Hills on Thursdays because I live all the way across the other side of town. So just what I am prepared to do for you, all right? Next Tuesday and the following every other Tuesday, for those of you on the west side of town, we're going to be meeting out in West Bloomfield at the All Season Center, which is on Drake Road, south of Walnut. The official address, 5600 Drake Road in West Bloomfield. And we bring in interesting, knowledgeable speakers. It's interactive, almost like a workshop. And some of the workshops that we've had, if you went out in the open market, you would either have to pay for, or you have some arm twisting involved. You're wanting to sign up or what have you. No intimidation at all. And I seek fellow entrepreneurs that are knowledgeable and are affordable. And one of my great joys is meeting very interesting, wonderful people. And we have accountants, attorneys, and bankers, you name it. We got the whole spectrum of business professionals. And top-notch certified public accountant that I'm proud to have as part of our entourage, so to speak. I wanted to impress you with my language. How's that? Entourage. Anyway, Steve Lepsetz is a certified public accountant and can make accounting stuff sound that like you understand it. He speaks in shirt-sleeve English. Is that correct, Steve Lepsetz? Do you speak?
I definitely tried.
All right, well, good. So, Steve Lepsetz, in shirt-sleeve English, what is your particular job description, so to speak, or a 60-second elevator pitch?
I'm a certified public accountant. I've been practicing for about 40 years. Member of the usual organizations, member of the Michigan Association of CPAs, the American Institute of CPAs. I get peer-reviewed every 3 years. I also have a master's degree in business from Wayne State University. My goal in life is to try and make things understandable to people, to help save them money, reduce their taxes, and just be an overall resource and consultant to people. People need names of attorneys. They need names of investment advisors. I'm more than happy to help and give them a number of names. And also, if they, just in general, if they have questions, I mean, I never charge for telephone calls. So I always encourage people to call me with their questions and see how I could help them.
What is your phone number, Steve?
My phone number is 248-539-9999, and I am extension 1. I even try and make my phone number easy, so I have a lot of nines.
To repeat, it's 248, go for it.
248-539-9999, and I am extension 1.
All right. Well, if you're going to be an extension, you might be the first one. It's easier to get to.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
You got a whole bunch of 9s, all right? And so that was smart. You know, since we're talking about various tips on entrepreneurship, a lot of people are not aware that the numbers of your telephone many times actually are a terrific way for people to get a hold of you, because if you're clever enough to tie in your business into the phone number, one of the companies that I own is involved in helping reduce prescription costs up to 50%. And the number is 1-800-686-DRUG, D-R-U-G. Does that get your attention? I mean, can you remember that? Now, I don't want to belabor the phone number business, but something as easy as 248-539-9999. And you will give a second opinion without charging.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And first meeting's always free. I'm happy to give a second opinion, no charge. Happy to have phone calls. Even if you're not a client, if you want to call me, I'd be happy to answer questions for you. There's no charge.
Right. Well, that leads me into the ABCs of starting or building a business. And A is getting an accountant.
Yep.
That's the A. So that's number one there as well. Share with us, Steve, some of the clients that you've had experience with. Is there any particular profession or any?
Well, I handle just about everything except publicly held companies. We handle nursing homes, we handle doctors, we handle lawyers, we handle manufacturing companies, we handle engineering companies, architects, just about anything you could imagine. We do the full breadth. We do everywhere from just individual tax returns all the way up to full audits of companies.
Now, being a certified public accountant, I don't have to tell you, your license is on the line for giving out proper information, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you decide to sell your business in order to really have the process go smoothly, is your financials have to be approved or at least scrutinized by a certified public accountant. Is that correct?
Yes. I have been peer-reviewed. I'm required to be peer-reviewed every 3 years. All CPAs that do audits are required to be peer-reviewed every 3 years. Any CPA that does any kind of financial statements also are required to be peer-reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go through an extra extensive peer review because I also perform audits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and I would imagine that if they are audited, that you can assist them in the whole process. Is that correct?
Yes, that is. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I do more than just auditing. I also try and help them, give them helpful advice as well.
Right. Right. Well, you know, I know you personally, and I can attest to the fact that you not only do your personal stuff, but you're a fellow Rotarian, and
Yes.
you're so trustworthy that our Rotary Club uses your services.
Yes. It's like, you know, anytime you're an accountant, they always have you keep score. I'm not a golfer, but if I was, I'm sure people would have me keep score on that, too.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of fuzzy-wuzzy stuff with golfing anyway.
Right.
We only have a few minutes left for this segment, but I thought what might really affect a lot of people's lives, and you're going to be speaking next Tuesday at our Entrepreneur Network meeting from 9:15 to 10:30. You'll be spending about 30 minutes out of that segment at All Seasons, and it's free to attend, and that's at 5600 Drake Road, just south of Walnut, and it's free to attend. We'll even have coffee and refreshments for you next Tuesday. And your topic that you agreed to was to talk about the new tax laws as to how it affects you both personally and professionally. Do you want to give us a little teaser of what you'll be talking about, Steve?
Sure. Well, the most important point that everybody needs to realize is that it's your own money. You're under no obligation to pay more than you're legally obligated to. My job is to help you pay less or certainly no more than you're required to. in all the years I've practiced, I've never once had a person ask me if they could pay more in taxes.
Well, you remind me of Arthur Godfrey, for those folks who've been around for a while. He used to be on radio and was very well off financially because he was on every day, and he, in fact, was so famous that they named a street in Hawaii for him. But he was a very proud American, and in fact, he may have even been a veteran, as I recall. But he would have one line. He says, "You know, I am really proud to be a citizen of the great United States." He said, "And when it comes to tax time, I'm proud and happy to pay taxes." He says, "To be upfront with you, I'd be just as happy if I could pay less taxes too."
Right, yep.
And you help people legitimately, and you know, they with that old line that says knowledge is power, but it not only is it power, but it can be financially devastating if you don't know what you should know, or better put, a lot of people don't know that they don't know. So give us a little recap to get us started as far as the current or new tax laws that are pending.
Okay. Well, the new tax law is probably the biggest change to taxes since 1986. It affects just about every individual and business in this country. For most individuals, the laws are in effect until 2025. For businesses, it's permanent. My guess is it's not going to expire. The laws affecting individuals in 2025. Congress is either going to extend it or they're going to change it somehow. Probably the biggest thing that affects most individuals is the tax rates. The tax rates have all gone down. Generally by about either 2 to 3% lower than it used to be. The top rate was around 39%. Now it's down to 37%, and most of the other rates have also gone down. In addition, the brackets that you're subject to those tax rates have also changed. You're not subject to, if you're in a 24% bracket, you don't pay 24% of all of your income. You only pay 24% on your income within that particular bracket. And then you may pay 12% on the first income that you receive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is way off topic, possibly, or actually it's something that I've been very proactive about, is that in comparing what you paid before as to what you might be paying now, do you feel, and this may be too open-ended a question, that a good way to find out how it's going to affect your tax return upcoming, that they bring in their current or at least the tax return they had previously and what the current situation is going to be? Do you do that type of thing?
Yes, that's the first thing anytime I see a new client is I ask them to bring in last year's federal and state, and if they have city tax returns. Mm-hmm. And then I would be able to use that. And again, I wouldn't charge for it. I'd be able to use that and tell them what the tax effect will be as a result of the new law. And also I could give them some advice to maybe try and reduce their taxes. It's best to do things before the end of the year rather than wait until 2019 and try and affect your 2018 return.
Right. And as much as I hate to say it, the year isn't that long to go. In fact, I think we have about 130 days or so left for this year, and it may sound like a big number, but it ain't a big number.
Well, what's worse is I already set a date to take my boat out of the water in about another month and a half.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know.
Yeah, I think you're responsible for speeding up the whole year, Steve, and I wish you would slow down.
Yep.
Well, I don't want to slow down, but I do have to take a brief break, and we'll be right back, Steve, and we'll share some other points about what you can expect with the new tax laws. So don't you dare go away, folks. We'll be right back. When it's time to move, don't trust all your memories and most prized possessions to just some guys with a truck. Get personalized first-class treatment from bonded and experienced moving professionals. If you're confused about all the details involved in moving from one household to another, call 1-888-489-8980. Is always the concern of who should I call about the utilities? How shall I handle my household appliances? What should I do about my pets? What do I need to handle in advance of the move? For a free brochure titled Practical Hints to Make Moving Day Easier, call Aberdeen Van Lines at 1-888-489-8980. We can even help you in selling your home or any furniture that you may no longer wish for your next move. Let Aberdeen help make your move a dream. So call 1-888-489-8980 now.
If you need a helping hand to stay at home, or maybe you'd like somebody to provide transportation or grocery shopping or run errands for you, or maybe you're going to need help with bathing or personal grooming, or you need home renovations to enable you to stay in that home safely and securely. Or maybe you can't leave your home, but you need somebody to come in and do things like a doctor, a nurse, a podiatrist, a dentist, or to have your prescriptions delivered to you. Well, House Calls on Wheels is the answer to all of that. House Calls on Wheels provides both medical and non-medical services in your home. And all the medical services are covered by insurance. The non-medical services start as low as $10 an hour. So if you or someone you know needs a helping hand at home, call House Calls on Wheels for a free in-home consultation. And that toll-free number is 1-888-489-8980. All right? That's 1-888-489-8980.
And as I mentioned, for the number of tickets that I have left for the Renaissance Festival, if you'll call and actually just contact our sponsors to find out more about them. Obviously, we'd like you to use their services, but if you feel that you want to stay where you are, which is fine, but I'd like for you to at least give our sponsors an opportunity to share with you, like, for instance, in the moving by Sam George Aberdeen Van Lines, or our House Calls on Wheels. If you just call to inquire about it, we'll give you 2 free tickets to the Renaissance Festival. But in fairness, if you're serious about possibly using the services. And we try to save you money so that you can live life more enjoyably. There's a great line that says, money can't buy happiness, but boy, it can make misery a lot more bearable. And many times we are not aware that there are legitimate ways that you can reduce your costs. And I'm so excited about having Steve Lepsetz, who's going to be our speaker for the next Entrepreneurs Network meeting for free at All Seasons Retirement Home. It's a center. It's not just a retirement home. It's a beautiful facility, 5600 Drake Road, south of Walnut in West Bloomfield. And Steve's going to be sharing with us how the new tax laws will affect you. And Steve, before the break, offered an opportunity, a good way for you to know whether you're indeed able to save some money is you bring in last year's tax return to him. He will not charge you and give you pointers. You may be paying the exact amount you should, but wouldn't it be good to know that if you could save money? and I think I'd rather pay less if I could. It's legitimate. I want to help support the country, but at the same time, the fact that you pay more than you have to is not exactly the best interest for you or your family. Steve, I just wanted to pick up on our conversation as to some of the new things that have come up, and I want you to share what else should we be mentally prepared for.
Okay, there's also been a big increase in the standard deduction. Everyone is entitled to take the higher of their itemized deductions or their standard deductions. Itemized deductions include things such as medical expenses, state and local taxes, income taxes, property taxes, includes donations, mortgage interest, etc. And you get either the higher of those itemized deductions or your standard deduction. The standard deduction has basically doubled. For a single person, it went from about $6,000 all the way up to $12,000. For a married couple, it went from $12,000 all the way up to $24,000. So that means that your taxable income effectively had just gone down if you take the standard deduction by, if you're married, $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
The drawback to that is that what the government gives you with one hand, they take away with the other. Yes, the standard deduction went up, but now you no longer get your exemption.
Mm-hmm.
So in the case of a married couple with no children, they used to get a $12,000 standard deduction and two $4,000 exemptions, so they got to deduct $20,000 off their tax return. Now they get a $24,000 standard deduction and no exemptions, so the net effect is they've reduced their taxable income by only $4,000.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But most people take the standard deduction, so most people are going to benefit from it.
So that's good news. So
Right.
there is actually a benefit for the average citizen, because all you hear about is, the new tax laws are only for the mega wealthy. So what you're saying is not necessarily the case. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people, if a married couple, they earn less than $24,000, they don't even have to file the return, as long as they don't have any business type income.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot less people will have to even file returns.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a job and have some federal withholding, though, even if you're not required to, I would file it so you could get the money back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, the simplest approach, knowing how you can help people, is, and you're willing to offer your service for free for the, as time allows. Obviously, accountants get overwhelmed comes around at tax time. So right now is a good time for you to find out what you could be doing that would improve your financial situation. It's all legal. You're a certified public accountant. And Steve, why don't you give out your phone number one more time?
My phone number is area code 248, and the phone number is 539-9999, and I am extension 1.
Wow, very good, Steve. Delight to have you on the air, and I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Right now, I got a part company. Great. Right now, I only have enough time for my parting thought, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs to serve their communities. Radio is better than ever in targeting an audience that listens to what you say. Learn more about this exciting radio broadcasting